Okay, class, so here we are for another week of video debate recordings. You're going to make a claim at the end of this, but first, listen to two esteemed professional colleagues of mine and see what you think of their arguments. The question for this week is pretty simple. The Cold War is really an arms race between the United States and the USSR and later many more countries to get nuclear and more powerful. My question to you is, do you agree with this? The best defense is a good offense, and you have to have a strong military to be powerful in the world. Who thinks yes and who thinks no? I think we're going to go to Mr. Colley and find out.
So I think yes, a good thing to be strong in the world. I think that the strongest countries are the ones who get to make decisions that are beneficial to them, and that's especially good if the country that's in question has a strong moral backbone, like the United States is supposed to have. I think, to quote the great Ricky Bobby, the racer, "If you're not first, then you're last." And in this world, it's a big and scary place. There are countries that will eat you alive. I mean, a good example of that is World War II, right? With Hitler. Hitler's only goal, he didn't care at first about the racial pride and everything like that. What he wanted to do was feed his people. And so he made himself strong in order to feed his people. So he conquered places with grain and crops and fields that he could use. Those places were not strong enough to defeat him. They did not pay attention enough to their military and their strength, their offense, and so they couldn't take him back. They couldn't push him back. So in that case, as bad as it might sound, the strong will survive, and the weak are gonna be taken over by the strong. So it's really important in the world that we live in that the people who are strong are the ones who are making good decisions for themselves and who are also thinking about the rest of the world, but who are absolutely prepared to defend themselves in time and crisis.
All right, thank you very much. So Mr. Colley says you've got to punch strong to be a champion. Miss Klinger, is he right or is he wrong?
Okay, so I think Mr. Colley gave me a perfect segue to join in here. Even though it is important to have a good offense, it's not as good as having a good defense, because when another country wants to invade, like Germany, you don't need to have a good offense to be able to protect yourself from that person who's trying to, or country that's trying to conquer you. So I think we've had enough violence. We shouldn't be trying to go into other countries and take them over. As we see in the Cold War, right? All of that causes saying, hey, I have the bigger nuclear weapon, or I have the other bigger nuclear weapon, just caused fear and panic in the populace. But nowadays, when we look at our country, we do have a good army, but we also have great technology to be able to detect missiles and to protect ourselves. And that's what ultimately keeps us from being attacked or being taken over. I think we can focus more on that and less on trying to go overseas or go and try to attack other people and be on the offensive side.
All right, students, so who do you think made the better argument? Is military so important, or are there other means that are more valuable? Read TCI Lesson 28, prepare your response with at least 3 pieces of evidence, and we'll see you next week on our next video debate series. Thank you both.